So the first index of our error messages will be file size. And the file size will have the uploaded file exceeds the maximum file size of 1 megabyte. Then comma, because it's an array, going to close the file browser. Next one will be extension. So if the extension is wrong, then wrong file format. Next one will be name. Let's say name already exists. So we have file with this name already exists. Then we have some default error indexes. We're going to be using numerical ones. Number 1 will be for the uploaded file exceeds the maximum file size. This one refers to the one set on the server. Number 2 will be the same one. If I copy this, number 2 refers to the one set in the form itself, because you can use the constant called max file size within the form, HTML form, and if it exceeds this one, then this error number 2 will be triggered. Then we have number 3. This one is the uploaded file was only partially uploaded. Then we have number 4, which is basically no file was selected, so the field was left blank. Then we have number 6. We haven't got an index 5 yet. Then we have, for number 6, we have missing a temporary folder, which is again referring to the temporary folder on the server. Then we have number 7, which is failed to write file to disk. This one would refer to the permissions to the folder. Then we have 8.1, problem with the extension. Some of the extensions are simply not allowed by the server, so this is where the error number 8 will be triggered. After all our validation array, we're going to create the first method, which will be called isValid. So it's going to be a public method, so public function isValid. And we first check if isn't empty files. That means the file with the form with the upload input tag has been submitted. So now this error equals files this field name, and then we have error index to get the error which has been generated, because each upload generates the error. The truth is, obviously, error 0 means that everything's been successful, everything's been fine, but it's still considered as the answer of the error index. So we have to obviously assign it to the error property. Now we have this valid equals true, meaning that we perform the validation, because obviously inside of our upload PHP we will first check if the uploaded file is valid, then we're going to perform some operations. So we mark in this valid property as true, and then we check if this underscore error triple equal 0 means that the file has been uploaded, everything's been fine. Then we are going to first check if this, with the exclamation mark before this, meaning obviously the opposite. So if this isn't a check extension, which means if check extension method has returned false, then return false. Then we check if this check size has been false, again exclamation mark before this, then return false. Then another one, which is if this check name returned false, then we also return false. Otherwise, after all of these checks, we return true. Then after the next curly bracket, we return false. And after the next one, return false as well. So that's our isValid method. Let's go to the next video and create our check extension method of the upload class.